Hey everyone, Blake McFarland here from BM Sculptures. Today I'm going to be making a Cinderblock bench with no power tools. Not a single power tool will be used on this project. I'm super pumped to do this. It's something that anybody could do. And the great thing is, not a single power tool will be used to create this. Stay tuned to see how it's done. Alright, first thing you're going to want to do is head to the local hardware store and start picking up some materials. "14 cinder blocks. 6 8-foot 4x4s. Gallon of paint, construction adhesive, caulking gun, sandpaper sponge thingy, paint roller, wood stain, and not listed here is a wood sealer. Don't think you get out of sanding because there's no power tools. Grab your sanding spongy thingy and get to work smoothing out those edges. Next up, we're going to start staining the wood with this special walnut stain by Duraseal. Why did I choose this stain, you might ask? Well, it's simply the only stain I had laying around my shop, and it seems pretty special. I mean, just check out this special walnut. It's really nice. Links to this stain, as well as all other links to every other material we use, in the description. Once the stain has been coated on all sides, allow around 15 minutes for the wood to soak everything in. Then grab a rag and wipe off all the excess stain. Now that the wood looks like a very special walnut, it's time to seal it in with this polyurethane coating. Now, time to start playing with some cinder blocks. Because I'm using old cinder blocks, they don't fit perfectly together. So here I need to test fit them and arrange them appropriately so they fit together snugly. It's important to place these in the location where you want your bench to be. Once these are all glued up, they are going to be extremely heavy sons of guns. So here I am test fitting with a 4x4 to see if it's in the correct location and to see if I need to make any adjustments on where they're located. Now it's time for the glue up. I'm using a standard construction adhesive for this, Master Weld 948, but you can pretty much use any concrete construction adhesive at the big box store. Now I'm going to let these dry overnight, and tomorrow it's time to paint. I'm going to be using a standard exterior paint. I picked like a light bluish gray kind of color because I think it'll contrast really well with the special walnut. Be sure to get in all those nooks and crannies, and you might have to switch to a smaller paintbrush to get in those seam lines. Now sit back and enjoy what you've just created. Ah, wait. I forgot about the plastic underneath the cinder blocks. Go grab the nearest human and have them help you pull out the plastic so you don't end up pulling a glue or something. Oh, that was a close one. Good touch. So one thing I wasn't anticipating is the gaps between these 4x4s. These gaps are right over 4 inches wide, which basically means that your butt kind of sinks in between the 4x4s. Now I have this tester pad here from some old furniture, and you know, it holds up just fine. This is probably 3 inches thick, but I just see over time this really kind of sinking into these 4-inch gaps. So I was originally just going to buy some cushions, but I think what I'm going to have to do is just upholster custom cushions for this and make sure that the cushions have a rigid backing so they don't sink into these gaps over time. You will need foam padding, fabric, a handsaw, a stapler, staples, and this EUCABOARD. EUCABOARD. It's basically just an 1/8 inch thick 4x8 sheet of fiberboard. Measure up your cushion size and get to cutting. Then use the sand spongy thingamabobber and clean up all those sharp edges. Now I have no idea what I'm doing here, so follow along at your own risk. I may just mess this entire thing up. Actually, on second thought, I've already seen the thumbnail of this video, and it turned out amazing. So take notes, people. Start at the sides and show that stapler who's boss by putting as many staples in as you can in the quickest time possible. Do both sides and ends before moving on to the corners. Hammer down all those stubborn staples that didn't embed all the way through the wood and keep them in their place. And there you have it. A custom upholstered cushion. The only thing left to do is test it out. Now just add some fancy pillows to these benches and you're all set. Now roll that ending montage.